Hey everybody, welcome to Bearded Baker Banter. Welcome to the 4th of July edition. Happy birthday, America.
That's right.
Enjoy your workday, England.
USA. USA. Come on, join in. USA.
USA.
USA. That's right, baby.
Woo!
American spirit
go,
boiling
baby.
this morning, baby.
That was very
Love it.
poor,
I will say,
very
I was,
poor sequence there, guys. We were not together at all. I was on like some S's. Trey was on A. Tyler was
Yeah.
U. What the hell?
That's all
Hey,
right.
listen.
We'll blame the internet connection.
Little lag time.
Yeah. Tyler, I will
Were you
say,
Trey?
I'm a little disappointed that we were one episode off from being episode 76. That would
Dude, you know what's I gotta tell you this. So initially when I was making like some of the previews, this tweet out and stuff and post out there, I miscalculated and actually accidentally had this initially as episode 76. And Trey, the same thing. I was so jacked up. I'm like, it's 76, it's 76. This is great. And all of a sudden, like I went back and I looked, and I'm like, oh shit, I miscounted. Like I missed one. And I was like, no, it's 75. But no, I mean, regardless, dude, still, I know. It's so funny you said that because I initially I probably still have the picture somewhere. It cracked me up. I'm like, dude, we are 76th episode. It's America's birthday. It's July 4th.
So poetic, but unfortunately.
Hey, I'm just, like you said, Ty, I'm just glad to have the day off. Well, England, they're probably at work.
That's right.
Yep. Sipping tea and working.
Eating beans for breakfast.
That's what England does. Eat beans.
Gross.
What?
They do that.
Do they eat beans for breakfast?
Oh yeah, like refried beans for breakfast and toast. Beans on toast.
That's a thing. Beans on.
Look it up.
Huh.
All right.
I believe you. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
It's gross.
Beans on toast and tea. Huh.
For
Interesting.
breakfast.
Huh. I wonder why that was never brought up in Ted Lasso. Hey, real quick here to start us off, though, I'm gonna throw it way back though. Dipped into the fridge. Guess what's coming up for the pop top? The Pillars of Dankness.
Wow, is that our winner?
No, it wasn't the winner, but it was one. It was. I think
made a
the top
run
two.
though. Yeah,
it did.
That's gonna be a little spicy.
Yeah, that's gonna be a funky tasting IPA. I'll tell you.
It's from like what 3 months ago. Relax.
Yeah,
Calm
that's
down.
true.
Everybody needs to calm down. It's not that old. So shout out Richard Pop Top. Happy 4th, Richard. First Richard Pop Top is the Pillars of Dankness. All right. Well, hey, boys, let's get into the sports world. We're going to get into some baseball. We got some football stuff to talk about. I don't know if you guys want to talk anything about past weekend's UFC fight. I know we didn't really discuss it in terms of fights and things like that with picks, but
yeah, we did. We picked the main event.
So we can kind of recap that a little bit. But so what we got? Trent, you want to start us off here? Strike.
Yeah, so my strike is breaking news today is the release of the All-Star starting lineups. So I could incorporate this into as a ball, but I'm not going to. I'm going to hold off on that. But the Orioles have 2 starters, as they should. Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, 2 of the starters. I will say the biggest snub is Ryan Mountcastle. Mountcastle, and I'll be honest with you, if he was playing a little bit better earlier in the year, especially May, Santander might be starting right now. I mean, that guy is up there on the home run leaderboard. I mean, he's at 22, I believe, right now. But yeah, Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson getting the start for All-Star Weekend, which I'm pumped about because I don't believe Adley was a starter last year.
It was not his first year.
Yeah, so I believe the rookie was it a rookie last year from the Rangers that started over him, Heim.
Yeah,
Jonah Heim.
Yeah, I thought he started over.
I didn't know he was a rookie last year.
I think he was a rookie, but yeah, Adley well deserved, Gunnar Henderson well deserved. I'm excited. It's going to make the All-Star game definitely much more exciting. It is kind of bogus though that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was named the starter of Ryan Mountcastle.
Starter.
What you got to look at, Ty, you got to look at it this way: is Toronto sports teams are like the Yankees of up north.
Right.
He has a whole country voting for him, right? Only probably big name for them right now that might make it, other than maybe a pitcher or two. But this is kind of disappointing. But I do believe Mountcastle is going to make the game. I think Santander is going to make the game. I think Mountcastle is going to make the game. Heck, guys, there's actually a chance that there's more than what we thought. Westberg might make it, and O'Hearn was second DH.
Oh, really?
So I don't know how it works. If they take like a 2 deep lineup, maybe you guys know a little bit more than me. But if O'Hearn's there as the second leading vote getter for DH, I mean that's more than what we thought. I think because it all depends on the pitching too. I don't know if our stud Corbin Burns is going to make it, or heck, even Gray Rod. Grayson Rodriguez is having a hell of a year right now.
Yeah, So it is interesting too. If you look at the American League, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Guardians, and the Astros all have 2 starters, and then you have Guerrero from the Blue Jays. But like when you think about that, I mean, I think we could all argue or make the argument that the team that has 2 starters on there and has been struggling most of the year, as until recently, because they are coming on hot and fast. So Trent, you should be nervous about that. But I would say that the Astros having 2 starters there, I mean, they have kind of come out of nowhere. But like Trent, you pointed out, you got Gunnar, you got Adley, then you got Aaron Judge and Soto. Obviously, you got Steven Kwan, and you have Jose Ramirez from the Guardians. And then the Astros, you got Alvarez and you have Altuve. So I think it's interesting the fact that you literally have 4 teams that are kind of just running the show there with the starters.
Yeah.
And I know, but it kind of goes back to the point that we talked about before is like, how many teams have winning records? I know we've talked about it a lot, but it's like Guardians are a good team. Yankees, obviously, they're good. I'm not even gonna say it because I hate the Yankees. But
Judge
Orioles
are having an unreal year. I will say that.
Yeah,
he's on pace for 60 right now. You can get his over/under home runs 57.5 currently on DraftKings.
Ooh. Check him.
Ooh, you saying a little PED action there, huh?
Hey, listen. You've already ostracized that fan base, Trent, so me asking him to check Judge, not a big deal.
Well,
but
thank you for bringing that up, because I've got actually like multiple of ball strikes and wild pitches tonight. But,
let's hear them.
No, I'm going to give the strike. You guys go on with your strike next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Todd, would you like to go, or do you want me to jump into it?
Now, I'll get into my strike. My strike's kind of unique here. I was pretty excited about this. So me, my son, Big John, my wife went to the Orioles game. It was Father's Day gift and stuff. So we went to see the Rangers Orioles on Sunday Night Baseball. Obviously not in favor of the Orioles because it didn't really hit really well. We also got smacked around, but still an awesome time, awesome stadium. I love going there, man.
Dude.
I will say this. Number one, I got the hot dog, okay, with the crab mac and cheese. All right, dude. It is the hype is so real, dude. I would have eaten like 7 of them, but I driving down there, I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I don't care if the hot dog's $15. Like, I'm still getting this hot dog. So we get up there, and because it's only sold in one place, and how much is it? $15.
Phew, man.
Hey, but dude, so worth it though.
Yeah,
like there was
you're getting 3 of your favorite things. You're getting crab, mac and cheese, and you love wieners.
Yeah, you do.
Big Glizzy fan. Yep.
Yeah. At $15, dude. It's about the experience,
Dude, and that was the thing. So it was super cool. And honestly, I was trying to figure out, talking to Dad, I was like, when the heck was the last time we were down to nose game? And I truly think it was the time when like Trey, you might have been like 5.
Cal Ripken gave me a ball.
He didn't. That was me. No, that was me.
Oh boy.
And that was
Did I try to steal your memory?
No, yeah, you did try to steal my memory. That was when Dad snow coned a ball. You weren't even born yet when that happened.
Yeah.
because I was at the old Orioles game. But anyway, so let me get into my strike here because
Trey, I was in a stroller, so you definitely weren't there yet.
I just like to think of myself that I was there. So
I can't believe you just tried to steal my one of my fond memories ever.
Yeah, real quick. This is terrible to admit because you guys know my college basketball stance. The last time I was at an Orioles game, Trey, there was a picture of our family. This is when you were there. Last time I was at an Orioles game, I was wearing a Carolina Tar Heels baseball hat.
Ugh.
In the family picture.
Yeah. Yep.
Just
you had a Mariners shirt on.
I think I did. I think I was.
So I think I had a Kenny Lofton shirt on from Cleveland Indians. Yeah, one of us had a Mariners shirt on, and then somebody else had a Cubs Sammy Sosa shirt on. So and here we are going to the Orioles games. Like, what the hell's going on here? That goes back to when Trent talked about the other week with Majestic, man. We used to get all those t-shirts.
Yeah.
But so here's my strike. So we were in section 12. All right. And little did I know that there was a celebrity walking around the aisles here. A guy by the name of, we'll start out this, Fancy Clancy, Clarence Haskett. All right. So real quick, I'm just going to, I don't know if you guys can see this, but Clarence.
Back it up a little bit. Right,
sorry. A little bit of
right there.
Right there.
That's
right there. Yep, there it is.
Yep. Sorry, that's the ring light that's giving the reflection. But yeah, so Fancy Clancy, dude, beer man, literally has his own baseball cards. All right, was handing out to fans. You could tell, listening to him, I'm like, man, it's like everybody knows him. Like, these must be season ticket holders and all that stuff. So I personally didn't get a card. Somebody left their card there, and my wife's like, "Oh, do you want one?" I was like, "Oh, absolutely! Like, please get me that card. That's super cool." So put in a case and stuff. But I looked at the back of it and stuff, and I mean, he's been featured on ESPN. Trent, you said he was featured earlier in the baseball season. Yep. ESPN did a special on him in 2016 on SportsCenter. But he's been serving beer at the Orioles for for over 50 years. This is his 50th season now. Serving beer and drinks to Orioles fans. I know he also works at the Ravens Stadium as well. But dude, the guy was a celebrity. It was funny because I also learned too that he had his own beer named after him. It's a Pilsner beer. And I was reading up a little bit on because I was trying to find him on X and reading up on it. It's a Pilsner beer and it has like his own tap, and it's a picture of him. And they interviewed him. They're like, "Oh, what do you think of the tap and everything?" And he's like, "Oh, I really like it. It's really a lot of fun. It tastes delicious." And he goes, "I just made sure that I asked him to make my arms bigger." Like, I thought that was funny as hell. But my strike is Fancy Clancy. Dude is a gentleman. You can tell he loves what he does. It was cool to see and actually to learn a little bit about him. Seeing him up and down, not even knowing it until I got home later, which, kind of disappointed because I probably would have got a picture with him. But it was definitely pretty cool. So that's my strike is Fancy Clancy. Shout out 50 years, man. Congrats. Okay. So loving it. But
that's what sports is all about. I mean, that kind of stuff like that. But
absolutely
make the experience a lot better.
Absolutely.
Dude, there's just to put it this way, there's literally on some of those specials about like generations of families being served a beer by him, which is super cool. Like
that's what he said. He's like, I'm serving like grandchildren of like people that I served when I first started.
Yeah.
So
here's to you, Richard. Here's to you, Fancy Clancy, huh?
That's right. What do we say? I like it.
Mm-hmm. A little white wine tonight, boys. What
I was gonna say, are you drinking wine?
I thought it was cider.
Nope.
What are you?
Interesting.
My dad.
I know that, but like that's such an odd choice. Who?
Hey,
I don't think
if the wife offers
a
glass of wine, I'm gonna have a glass of wine with my wife, and I'm gonna podcast with the boys tonight. Okay.
Got it.
It is what it is. Fair enough. It's America's
actually, dude. I actually thought it was whiskey at first, and I was like, "That's pretty light whiskey. Maybe it's tequila." That's me.
Little what is it? A Pinot Grigio. Yep, little Pinot Grigio.
I'm a soft kind of guy myself.
I am a very dry red guy.
Oh, anything dry, Trent,
Yeah,
is good
yeah,
for me.
absolutely. Very dry
Sauv
red.
Blanc is a dry white wine.
Yeah, I'm not saying I wouldn't like it. Not gonna lie. This is a little leftover from the wedding 2 years ago. Happy anniversary!
Yeah.
2 years on Monday, July 1st. So yeah.
Cheers to that.
Hey, who says this podcast isn't cultured? Shit,
Dude, we're
man.
so
We're talking
cultured.
about
We're
white wine, dude.
Family cultured.
Dude, I'm gonna bring
Man.
on some mead next week.
I thought you were gonna say robot.
I'm about to drink this beer. About to drink this beer with my pinky up.
Hey, look at us, guys. We got whiskey, bourbon, beer, and some wine. Got it all. That's
all
America.
while wearing some pretty good American t-shirts.
That's right.
Dude. Right? That's what we can do in America. We can drink whatever the hell we want. And we're not eating beans on freaking toast.
No, that's for damn
we're
sure.
not working. We're not working on the 4th of July because we won.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Tell you what.
Champs.
Wait. All right. Anyway,
USA.
USA. Oh, no.
USA. Come on. I was trying to get it going. All right.
But we're gonna get it before the end of the episode.
Yeah, we will.
Let me get
Countdown.
to my strike, fellas. Well, let me wrap mine up. Mine's pretty straightforward, simple. Not that in depth either. I just like the trade deadline talks ramping up. July 30th, I think, is the official date. What I like about this time is I think the MLB has like the largest amount of trade deadline moves just because of the sheer amount of people that play and the amount of money that's thrown around and stuff like that. But I just love this time seeing which teams are making moves, really making a run for it, which teams are selling, even though they're usually the same teams. But it's also because of all these trades, it's a time where teams kind of bank on their farm system and their prospects. You're going to see a lot of the top 50 prospects get called up and start to debut in their MLB careers. And that's honestly the thing I'm most excited for with the trade deadline is seeing these players that I'm been talked about for years. And just to give it like Junior Caminero for the Rays. I know he's injured right now, but he'll be coming up. Hell, I know we saw Jackson Holiday earlier, but he'll be hopefully more fine-tuned and get another later this year.
He's not getting dealt. He ain't getting dealt.
Not dealt. I'm saying we're going to see them get. Saying we're going to see them get promoted and play on their teams.
Okay, I thought you were talking like show them off.
No,
to like sell them off. You know what I mean?
No. I'm talking they're going to get their opportunities because they're going to trade away and bank on them now. But I just think it's fun, like hearing like these blockbuster moves. Just smart roster moves that teams make to try to make their run. And I think baseball has the most parity when it comes to champions, right? Would you say that? Like a team that just gets hot for one season can win the World Series. If their pitching staff's good, if their bats get hot at the right time.
It's the Rangers last year, man.
Well,
Rangers last year, the Royals that one year,
yeah.
I know there's always like the Dodgers and the Braves and the Yankees that are in contention, but a lot of times they aren't the teams that make the World Series. So I don't know.
You do make a good point. In all the professional leagues, though, it does. I guess that's the one right now that has lacked. I hope we don't see one unless it's our team, but it's lacked a dynasty for quite some time. Probably last dynasty was the Yankees. I mean, I would say close were the Astros.
Yeah, I'd say the Astros.
You can make that argument,
close were the Astros. Now, granted, maybe they cheated that one year. They definitely cheated that one year. But you're right. You got the Chiefs. You got the Warriors. What about hockey? Does hockey have a dynasty?
Lightning.
Yeah, Lightning were a dynasty for sure. You're right.
And you could say, I mean, obviously the Red Wings there for a little bit too.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Wait, yeah, I'm not. I thought you just asked if it was dynasty.
I'm just saying recent.
Oh, not only the Patriots, Chiefs. Or I'm sorry, you said the Chiefs. I meant the Patriots also.
Yeah, true.
That's probably the most.
There is some serious parity. I mean, it's kind of what I liked about like some people complain about like finals being with teams that like aren't well known, but I'm like,
that's awesome.
That's kind of what it's about. Like if you're not a fan of a major team, like isn't that what you want? Like I was cool with the Panthers winning it this year. I'm not a Panthers fan by any means, but I was cool. I would have been cool with the Oilers winning it, believe it or not,
Mhm.
but not as cool with the Panthers winning it because I like that whole like 1993 Canada still doesn't want a cup. But
Okay.
You see the conspiracy that Gary Bettman is the reason for that.
nah,
They haven't won a cup since he took over.
It was the Panthers' 30th season this year, right?
first ever cup.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like 30th season as a team. Because just to age myself a little bit here, man. So I was 7 when they actually became a team, and I actually here we go. You ready for this one real quick? When they became a team, I was friends with a kid named Chris Leach, whose dad actually used to be one of the coaches of the Hershey Bears. And I'll never forget this because they were an expansion team. So, yeah, and I was 7, and I was first grade, and he had a Florida Panthers uniform.
Wow.
But like, yeah, I remember they became a team. Because I mean, it was a pretty badass jersey too. It was the red. It was the logo looks the exact same.
I also like how hockey does their expansion team draft.
I do too.
I think that's
Gives them a shot.
Gives them the fairest way to do it.
Real quick, complete side note, real quick though. I know we've completely strayed off of any topics, but did you hear that they may have accidentally leaked the name of the Utah team? It is the Yeti.
Yep.
I thought
it is the Yeti.
I thought they already named it. I thought it was the hockey club.
Not yet. Nope.
Oh, wow. I didn't know. I thought the leak was in reference to the new MLB team that might be coming.
Gotta say, I'm a little disappointed they didn't take my letter and my email seriously.
Soakers.
For what team, Trey?
I was really pushing for the Salt Lake City Soakers, man.
Dude, I think you should honestly
make a shirt.
Make a shirt with it. Be like, and people literally, you'll be like, especially if you get it on and like on a shirt and you wear it around enough before and people will be like, wait, is that a team?
Hey, like, you didn't hear, man? It's the new hockey team.
Google it.
I can make. Hey, I got a cricket thing. I can make it for you.
Please do. You do have a cricket.
Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You know, it was a Christmas gift a couple years ago.
That's right.
Speaking of Salt Lake City, side note here, again, getting way off topic, but Trent, I looked more into that Kyle Filipowski thing. Holy crap.
Weird.
It is intense.
A little creepy.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch. So then they're now as like families trying to blame Duke for it.
Oh.
For like not like helping his family. Like
it kind of sucks that he got drafted by Salt Lake City though.
Dude, what are the chances? What are the chances?
That had to be done on purpose.
You see who's playing with?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought him up.
Who?
Baycott.
Yeah, you see what Baycott's going viral for?
No, I didn't.
Oh, really? With him and Theo Pinson on their podcast?
No.
Armando Baycott was a diehard Duke fan.
Oh, I did see that.
Still to this day has a soft spot for Duke. Was hoping they were going to make the Final Four this year.
I did see that.
Okay, ready? I'm just going to throw it out there. If he would have ended up at Duke, he would have been drafted in the NBA. I'm just saying.
Trent, there's no way.
Yep, he would have been.
He's a 6'9" center that can't shoot.
Tyler,
he's not going to play. Oh my God!
Guess who took his roster spot? Vernon Carey.
Just saying, there's no way, Trent.
Vernon Carey. Guess where he's at?
The NBA.
The NBA. You might not hear about him because he's not a contributor, but he's in the NBA. He got drafted. I'm just telling you. Just put it out there. Armando Baycott, Theo Pinson. If he was a Dookie, he would have been drafted. He would have been on a team. I'm just saying. But.
So
anyway, side note. Let's go ball.
I was gonna say I'm gonna start us off with the balls here.
Go ahead.
Jesus.
Work our way down to the shaft.
Okay. Wow.
Ooh,
that was
sorry.
Straightforward.
Wow. Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't know how to like disguise it. I just had to go for it. Like
yeah apparently. Man. I'm gonna start with our this segment here. That is a couple weeks ago, I don't know if you guys remember, I'd called out a player who won Rookie of the Year, and now he's playing like trash. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put this guy on the spot. Not the same guy, different guy.
Wow. You're gonna get rid of a fan base from our podcast.
Just one individual.
Fan base.
Just one individual, and I actually already think you took care of the city for me. So that is the player who I thought was going to be a perennial MVP contender. He still could. I mean, this is only half of a season. I understand that, but young guy. I'm thinking like Mookie Betts, who's another amazing athletic baseball player. I'm just trying to think of a few, but Mike Trout, even if he was stayed healthy. And that is Julio Rodriguez from the Mariners.
Oh, no, I didn't think him.
So he
was batting 7th the other night.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because he looks like trash. And and what's crazy, he's not even having an awful season necessarily, but the way he's playing and his capabilities, it's very disappointing. So he had a huge breakout sophomore season.
Last year.
Yeah, exactly. Was an MVP contender. This year he's batting 244, which doesn't sound awful, but it's 31 points lower than his best season that he had. He's hit 7 home runs this year so far, so he's on pace for 14-ish around there. Last year he hit 32.
Wow.
He has 29 RBIs so far halfway through the season. Last year he had 103. He has 36 runs that he scored personally. Last year he had 102. So he is like drastically dropped off. He's 5th on his team in RBIs, 7th on his team in home runs, 5th on his team in runs scored. He's just, and he should be leading the league, I think, with his talent. So very disappointing. Mariners are considered World Series favorites for the last 2 years, partly because of him and their pitching staff.
Pitching staff for sure. Offensively, hell no.
But Trent, they had Ty France. They have this. He is a game-changing, capable baseball player that is not playing like that. Last year he was unbelievable, and I hope it wasn't a fluke.
Trey, I'm actually glad you brought this up because I'll be honest with you. I was watching the O's Mariners 2 nights ago, and seeing him hit 7th, I'm like, man, having him hit 7th, like a little odd because he was in a home run derby last year. Yeah, remember when the All-Star game was in Seattle,
right?
So I'm actually glad you brought up those stats because that makes perfect sense as to why he is where he is right now, considering the numbers. Jeez, like they speak for themselves.
Slugging's down. He's a base. He's getting some base hits, but he's not bad. But Trey, I get what you're saying.
He's not being a game-changing player at all.
Ryan
O'Hernia.
That he just
I just saw it. I saw it. I know. We obviously record the night before, but yeah, Ryan O'Hearn just crushed a homer. Boom. Let's go 4-0.
Put him in the game. Put him on the team, boys. He's an all-star.
Tell you what, dude. I'll tell you what. When we were at the game, the guy went I think he went 3 for 4.
Yeah,
I was like, obviously he knows my condition.
Before we move on,
he definitely sensed your condition in the crowd that night.
Ty, we didn't talk about. I know the Orioles lost at your game and stuff they went to, but you got to see a cycle.
Yeah. So I told you that we just talked about it. It was funny because there was one guy who actually looked like Craig Kimbrell, and a couple of the one fans that were drinking a lot kept calling him Kimbrell because of his hair. And he was by himself the whole time. But like he was a good dude. Like we were talking a lot, like about the game and stuff. And all of a sudden the guy came up and he goes, "Oh," and he turns back to me and goes, "This guy needs a home run for the cycle." And I was like, "Oh wow." And I was like, "Home run for the cycle, like that'd be pretty nuts." 2 pitches later, hit the home run. I looked at him, I said, I'm not saying that you jinxed it and made it bad luck for us.
No, at that point,
because he was also an Orioles fan.
The score was like 8-2. That made it 9-2. I would be happy just to see that. Oh, yeah. That's
it was nuts. Now
you're lucky to see that happen once a year.
Well, and even driving down, I was talking to a guy on the train. He was like, "Oh yeah, last night with Kerstad hitting the grand slam." He goes, "I never seen a grand slam before, and I've been coming to games like a lot, like season ticket holder. Like this kid was like, "Oh yeah, I go down all the time." I'm like, "Wow, all right." yeah, to see the cycle, it was pretty nuts too. I mean,
Yeah.
Very hard. I mean, honestly, like the triple's obviously the hardest to get,
Yeah, definitely.
And I think he knocked that out with his first at bat. So it was
God, that's funny you say that. I was literally just gonna say, if you get a triple at your first at bat, that's when the cycle's in play. Because if you have to get it on your last at bat, it never happens that way. You know what I mean?
No.
But if you start out, you're like, all right.
But if you hit something that's in question, you go for it. My opinion.
The triple?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Heck
especially if you're up like they were.
Well, you never make the first or third out at third base.
Yeah, unless you're going for a cycle, you go for it.
Oh, depends on the game too.
You go for it. Well, yeah, I'm saying regular season game, you go for it. All right. Can I get us back here to a ball?
Yes.
Sure.
So mine's kind of can I have two here for this?
You always take two.
oh, geez, balloons are going off here. Anyway, two things here that I kind of want to address is one is the how should I say the decrease in the amount of day games in the MLB. It to me it doesn't make sense. I think we talk about the blackouts with the MLB and how kids don't fans don't, but kids trying to fall in love with the game, grow your audience, them not being able to watch their teams, but kids are off school at this point. Like, why not have day games? Why not have the more day games now than what we have in April and May? There's been a decrease in day games. I get maybe it's a heat thing and they want to push games to the evening. But it just kind of, to me, I know there's probably a reason for it that I'm not. I get it, Trey, whatever. But my personal opinion is there should be more day games now. Considering, help get that younger audience start to grow that love for the game again. Whereas, when you sit there and have more day games in the months of April and May, it's just kind of frustrating. So that's my ball. I'll let any of you guys want to add on to it. Trey, you can give the reason as to why, but then I do want to add one more ball here.
So like you said, Trent, the heat has some type of factor in certain types of, like, for instance, Wrigley, the Chicago Cubs had the most day games by far of any other MLB team, and they are reducing them because they found that their record and their day games at home were just atrocious. Like, they were losing over like 3/4 of those games. Mm-hmm. Also, I think it's viewership. I know you said get the kids involved in everything, but I don't think kids in the summer are sitting inside watching MLB baseball.
Might be surprised because my son always asks me.
Can I tell you when a kid would be more likely to watch MLB baseball in the summer is in the evening during dinner time or after dinner time, because they're done playing with their friends for the day, etc. But that being said, I do agree, Trent, with the 162 game season and a large population that would watch day games. I think even as adults, I think the MLB needs someone that's I'm sure they have this, but they need a better one, like a schedule czar, like someone that just like perfects the MLB schedule for every team for the whole season. Like, 1 week a team plays all night games in the summer, the next week they might play all day games and just switch it off. Like, yeah, I agree. I think more day games would be great, especially in the summer for us. You guys are teachers, you evolve, but I don't, not necessarily
it's
because
not off. It's not off. It's recovery. We have recovery.
Yeah. Wish every job had recovery.
I agree. That's why I went into this profession.
No, but no, I agree, Trent. I do think more day games would help, especially if you do like half and half, split them. I just don't necessarily think children are the reason, or the kids are the reason.
But one of every series should be a day game. What do you think of that?
No, because of traveling, dude.
If it's a 3 or 4 game series, why can't you have one of every series?
So would it be the first? Would it be the first day?
I don't know.
Because it's not going to be the second or third game. They're not going to have a night game and then
I definitely say not the first one.
That would be the only one that makes sense.
No, I feel like the last one would make the most sense. So then you could travel.
Yeah, but then
who get the game done and then
who wants to have that turnaround of a game that ends at 10 p.m. and then you have to be on the field at 11 before 11?
I will say this.
You're not getting my. So you play 2 evening games and then a day game, and then by getting the game done early, you have more time to travel, and then you go back to play a series that's a night game. So then you travel, you have the whole rest of your day to travel, you get into the next city, and now you don't have a game till the evening.
But I'm talking the turnaround between game 2 and 3. MLB players are not like that.
Yeah, but all teams do it already with the day games that they have. So I don't know.
I will say what's throwing a lot of people through a loop is the new Roku games.
On Sunday.
11:35, man.
Hey, 7:14 Orioles Yankees.
All right,
July 14th. Just so you guys. So yeah,
maybe we should have a brunch special.
Ooh, a little brunch cast.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, orange juice and Orioles. Ooh. There we go.
Orange Julius's.
No. Anyway.
Yeah.
Double stuffed Orioles.
What are you eating? Oreos for breakfast?
I would.
I bet you would.
Dude, you know this guy. I was gonna say Mr. Captain Sweets over there.
Man, dude, you throw 10 in a bowl, pouring some milk like it's cereal.
I've literally witnessed
Mash it up.
Whoa, easy. Literally.
How do you mash them up, Trey?
Nothing. I don't know.
Literally witnessed that guy eat like 3 yogurts with his fingers.
I was also hammered.
had no idea we were all sitting.
I was hammered on vacation.
He was like,
and there were no spoons. We had no spoons.
You just didn't know where the spoons were.
There were no spoons. I looked everywhere. All right, Tyler, let's hear your ball.
No. I have one more thing. I was very annoyed. When was this? June 29th. It was after, sadly, it was the Orioles Rangers series, and Corey Seager got hit with a inside fastball in his wrist. Mm-hmm. And of course, all the Yankee fans go to X and they start going, right? Chirping. They're like, Oriole chirping. There it is. Orioles are the dirtiest team in the league. Teams need to start taking revenge on their players. Literally a tweet. I'm not going to give the name of the account. Don't want to start any heat. But
someone we know?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, just to put it out there. They were community noted.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, the Yankees actually hit more batters than anybody in the league.
Whoa, Tyler, don't steal my thunder.
Sorry, I know that as a fact, though.
Orioles get hit more than what the Yankees do.
Opposing batters hit by Yankees pitchers. 56. That is the number 1 ranking in all the MLB. The Yankees hit the most batters in the MLB. Yankees batters hit by opposing pitchers. 29. Ranked 21st in the MLB. You are not the victim, Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
You are the culprit.
Yeah.
As of June 30th,
your victim minds. They have victim mindset. That's New York.
The Baltimore Orioles are third to last in the MLB and last in the AL with hit batsmen with 26. So put that. They've hit 30 less, guys. 30 less batters. So that's my ball. Is these Yankee fans that want to claim the Orioles are dirty?
When was that stat from? Like
June 30th.
Updated?
June 30th.
I was gonna say that I will say this, that I had never seen so many hits batsmen on both teams at the game that I was at on the 30th with the Rangers. I think the O's hit like 4. I think the Rangers hit 3.
Yeah.
Like but
Guess
now
what?
some of it was like shirt. But hold on. Here's real
no
quick.
sticky stuff, right, Trent?
Well, true. But here's the other thing is then back the hell off the plate and learn how to take a pitch. Like, stop turning into it. Stop turning your wrists into it. I understand it's coming at 90 some miles an hour, but like, then back off the plate because it's a part of the game. And I have no problem. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with hitting guys. I have no problem with a guy coming up that's already hit a home run. I have no problem hitting him in the next pitch. I have no problem with it. It's a part of the game. It's old school game, dude. It's old school. Yeah. It's a part of the game.
So listen, I understand if he showboats or something or taunts or whatever, then yeah, that's old school part of the game. But just because he hit a home run off you, you're gonna hit him with 100-mile-an-hour fastball. I don't think that's cool. Like that's called you can't beat him, so you're gonna peg him. Like that's disgusting to me. But what I will say is
one man's opinion.
No, I think that's stupid, Tyler. You can't throw. That's dangerous, dude. But
100 miles an hour.
Okay, 90 miles an hour. Like that's a hard baseball hitting flesh and bones. But what I will say though is, Tyler, I think Seager swung into the getting pegged. That ball wasn't going to hit him unless he swung. But I don't think he was mad. I know the Yankees commentators or Rangers fans could have been a little upset, but I would be upset too. But ultimately, is you got like if I'm Corey Seager, that's a risk I'm willing to take to be able to hit the outside pitch, to get to the outside corner, to do something. So it's not that he has to stand further away. Yeah, that would maybe not get you pegged when you try to swing at an inside pitch, but that's just something that's going to happen. That's baseball.
Can I tell you how many times if I was a pitcher, Juan Soto would be hit? Probably every single time he came up. And if I was pitching, I'd be like, well, don't care. I would.
But you got to do it in the thigh. Do it in do
it in the meat of the back, man. That's where you're supposed to take a pitch.
Okay, in the back's fine, but don't throw at their face.
I'm not saying throw at their head, Trey. Like I'm not like calling for guys that like throw at their face. Like, come on. I'm saying, but hitting batsmen is a part of the game that I actually wish that it was still a little bit more old school. And maybe I am a little bit more old school. I mean, like, I love one of my favorite highlights ever was when Albert Bell ran the second baseman over to break up a double play.
Yeah.
Okay, for the Cleveland Indians. That's one of my favorite highlights because it was like, you're in my way. I'm going to take you out. And that's Albert Bell, the old school baseball player. He was one of my favorite baseball players ever. I'm okay with that stuff. It's old school stuff. And I know everything's about safety and don't hurt feelings, which I know that's, kid gloves Trey over there. Don't hurt my feelings.
No, that's
okay. But no, I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Yeah. I like the being able to showboat home runs and pimp them out and do something cool after you jack a homer. And I also like when people peg people after they do that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like it's got to be one or the other that's allowed, right? Like you can't, both aren't going to exist unless this just keeps happening. Like
if I was a pitcher and Juan Soto ran into my shortstop or second baseman like he did with the Orioles, the next time he came to bat, I'd have hit him.
Third baseman.
That's fine. But you have to also accept that you would be ejected from the game, man.
And that is what it is. They're not suspended. It is what it is.
Okay.
I'm all for it. But any other ball, Trent, you got?
No, that's it. That's it.
Okay. Trey, do you have a ball that you wanted to get into?
I already gave mine. It was
he already gave his.
Rodriguez.
Tyler, you're up.
So I was kind of looking at some stuff, and I was a little frustrated with the fact that Alec Boehm being the starting National League third baseman. But if you actually look at the stats, when you dig into it, because I think he's, is he an all-star? Probably, but starting really, he is the top third baseman right now from the National League.
Dude, he's
in
got
terms
70.
of
He's got
batting.
70 RBIs.
He's batting 299, and like when I actually looked at the stats, I was like, because initially I'm like, oh man, Alec Boehm, come on, are you kidding me? Just because I feel like a lot of times when I watch Alec Boehm, I'm like, I'm very disappointed in the sense like,
not this year, Ty.
But
dude, he's
no,
got
I know
70
so,
RBIs and 100 hits. That's insane.
So
at the All-Star break.
So I would say that my ball then though is the Padres having 2 starters. So that's where I'm at. I just think the Padres are overrated this year. I know they're second right now. It's Profar is an outfielder and Fernando Tatis. So Tatis I can see because Tatis he's a player, but like Profar, I don't know. I think there's better guys in the National League, especially in the outfield, because outfield it's like you're an outfielder. Like, and there's a lot of stars in the outfield.
Now what do we got, Trent?
It's nothing special. It's just a drink. Like, it's not alcoholic.
Yeah.
But it
looks like a cranberry vodka or something.
Create a bigger cup.
Dude, we do. No, how about like, can we? Hey, just
I do agree with your Padres take, though. I'm sorry to cut you off about Trent's drink, but
this is a Body Armor IV.
Unofficial really?
Unofficial sponsor.
No, what I was going to say is Jerks and Profar prefer. I don't know how the heck you say it. I can look it up. Profar. Our stat guys can pronounce it for us. But I agree, Tyler. Like, that was a very big surprise. And granted, I don't too. I mean, I haven't looked at his stats or what they're like, but I know he's been kind of hyped up, almost like a prospect for a while. Guy that can steal bases and hit home runs, but to earn the starting spot. And I'll tell you another one that I don't think earned their starting spot. Great stats. Numbers look okay for the amount of games he played, but to be a starting shortstop for the NL, Trey Turner, yeah, that's crazy to me. Like, don't get me wrong, he's an all-star. Like, he deserves. He's
as I say, he's batting like 349 though.
No, Tyler, but he's played in 40 games.
Yeah.
So
some of its name. Size. I mean, you could go back to Guerrero though. Like, it's a name. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and that's. I would like to look. I know. Well, how does the All-Star voting work for MLB? Is it just fan votes, or I know it's considered, but
I'm pretty sure it's just fans, isn't it?
It's fan votes.
Yeah,
fan votes. You go to a second round of voting once you make, like, for certain positions. Most infield positions, or you go to like a top 2.
Correct me if I'm wrong, is the second round of voting for starters then?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So the Orioles do have 6 guys that made the All-Star game.
Yeah. Like, O'Hearn made it.
O'Hearn made it, yeah.
Right.
So,
right.
Well,
okay.
we don't. So, real quick, Westberg, obviously Henderson, Rutschman, O'Hearn, Santander, and then it could be
Grayson Rodriguez.
A pitcher, yeah.
It's definitely Grayson Rodriguez, and it might even be excuse me, Cole Irvin. Oh, Corbin Burns. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No way it's Cole Irvin. Yeah. Jeez.
No, I know. It's Corbin Burns and Grayson Rodriguez.
Okay. All right. Wild pitch.
Can I? Mine's gonna be short and sweet.
I'll let you guys go because mine are just quick and easy and fun.
Go ahead.
Mind if I go, Trent?
Go ahead, man.
Gunnar Henderson wins the home run derby.
Whoa.
Okay.
Richard Pop Top.
Wow.
All right. So I took a different angle in my wild pitch. I thought this was like a wild, crazy, like, headline that just caught my attention, and I thought it was crazy. The 6 top paid starting pitchers have only accounted for 6 wins up until this point this season.
Wow.
The 6 top paid pitchers: DeGrom, obviously injured as usual. Scherzer just started pitching. Garrett Cole coming off injury. Corbin for the Nationals. Strasburg.
Jeez.
whose career
Retired.
I think he's done. Yeah, right. And then
he's retired.
Yep, still top 6 paid pitcher. And then Verlander. So just and
you know what that is though. Those are those are the last years of contracts that are
jacked up.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing: is like out of all those pitchers, and this is what I'm gonna say, Corbin himself this year has already pitched 95 innings, whereas all those other pitchers that I named have pitched a total of 80 pitches.
Jeez, man.
So that's it goes to show you how weird money works in baseball. And kind of like, everyone jumps on is it Bobby Bonilla Day, right? July 1st, getting paid. But here's the other thing, and I know I've mentioned this or someone mentioned this on the show before, is you talk about Max Scherzer this year, $15 million from the Nationals, $30.8 million from the Mets, and $12.5 million from the Rangers. That is how much money he's making. Guys, add that up. That's $58 million. That Max
from 3 teams.
From 3 different teams. So I just think that to me is absolutely wild, and pitch because it's all pitchers. So yeah.
I like that. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
All right, Ty.
Tyler just went. Trey, you're up.
Yep. Already gave him a pitch.
Nope. Okay. So I just have I'm going to spew off some fun facts for you guys. Because I saw an Instagram post that just kind of blew my mind. So it says MLB fun facts that sound fake but are actually true. First one is just kind of an easy one. Stan Musial, MLB legend, considered one of like the old timers. A lot of people put him on their Mount Rushmore of MLB players just because of his abilities of hitting and everything like that. Mm-hmm. He had a total of 3,630 hits in his career. Okay. Wow. 1,815 were hit on the road. 1,815 were hit at home. Isn't that crazy?
Actual even, like
50. Yeah.
Wow. That's nuts.
Insane. Next one, which is also insane. There are 30 MLB teams, right, in the major leagues. Jamie Moyer has played in 50 MLB stadiums throughout his career.
Wow.
Isn't that insane? So he obviously lived through franchises changing their stadiums.
Yeah. Wow.
But so he pitched his career lasted from 1986 to 2012.
Damn,
that's a really long career.
Yeah. You remember him, Jamie Moore. He pitched like 85 miles an hour, but would K everyone with location.
I do, but I mean he was pitching before I was born.
Okay, here's another. This one I had to look up because I couldn't believe it, but it was kind of hard to confirm. But it's true. Blake Snell, Cy Young winner, Cy Young runner-up, has only recorded 5 total outs in his career after the 7th inning.
Wow.
He's been in the MLB. He's been in the MLB for 10 years. Has 5 total recorded outs past the 7th inning.
Past the 7th inning. So he's gets them in quick.
Well, he doesn't pitch complete games, clearly.
Right. Obviously. Yeah, that's interesting.
This one's kind of straightforward. I'm sure people have heard this before. Barry Bonds, from 2001 until he retired, was walked 1,068 times. During that same exact period from 2001 till his retirement, 686 times he swung and missed. So he was walked 400 times more than he's ever swung and missed at a pitch. That's crazy.
Barry Juiced Bonds.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I have two more here, and this one's quick too. Jim Palmer, Big John's favorite player, classic Hall of Fame Orioles pitcher.
Oh, I have something about him. Go ahead.
He pitched for 19 years in the MLB. 19 years, a total of 3,950 innings, so almost 4,000 innings. He never gave up a grand slam in his career.
Trey, I just saw that picture.
Wow.
Yep.
Dude, that was what's funny is I read that to Dad on the way down to the game.
Yeah.
I was like, did you realize? Yeah, isn't that nuts?
Yep. And the last one here that is insane to me, but Ronald Acuna Jr. in his 2023 season had better stats in the 5 major categories than the Braves team did in 1923. So the whole team combined, he had better stats just himself.
Wow.
That's nuts. That's wild.
Yeah. So that's my little wild pitches because those sound crazy, but I love reading stuff like that.
They're wild, Trey.
Little wild, a little out there.
Definitely wild.
All right, Trey. You also said you had some football, right?
Yeah, I just had, a debatable topic. We can all give our opinions on what we think on it. Yeah, so NFL, obviously, it's the king of sports, I would say, when it comes to coverage, social media, viewers, just interest. Every year they're increasing and expanding where they play their international games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this year is their first year in Sao Paulo, Brazil, playing Mexico City, London, obviously. Yeah. London, obviously, and I think even like Munich, Germany now. So my prediction or proposal or question I have to you guys is, I'd say by like in the next 10 years or so, I think the NFL is going to propose or develop an international division in the NFL. A 4-team international division.
It'd be so hard and so dumb.
But you know what, Tyler? It'd be hard, but that's why the NFL is so successful. It's because they have people that figure it out.
I disagree. So I'm going to say, if this is touchdown turnover, I'm going to say turnover. I don't think that it will go through. I think they want it to go through, but I think because of the NFLPA, the Players Association, I don't think the Players Association would ever be like, oh yeah, I think we should probably do this. For the, safety of the players? I don't know what you want to call it, but like, I don't like. I think
they care about the safety of the players. Look how many things they've covered up.
No.
They've added a game to the schedule. Like,
okay, so I understand that, but like,
hey,
but I know,
Tyler.
but there's also a players' union, Trey. Like, they also, the NFL just can't like steamroll and just say we want to do this, we want to do this, we want to do this, like, and just do it. Like, it does have to go through. It depends on who's in charge of the players' union. All right. Mm-hmm. But I personally do not think that the players' union would ever actually agree with that. And my argument goes back to, I think it was this past year when they started talking about like how many different days that you could play and Thursday night games now. And like having to like, there was a big pushback. Like, you weren't guaranteed a certain amount of time off. And there's a big pushback for the players. Now, did they win? No. The NFL's like, we're gonna do it.
Tyler,
I'm gonna say no, though. I think there's too many X factors that could go wrong. I would make the argument that maybe there's some sort of international league. I don't think that they have an actual NFL league or division.
Can I give a rebuttal as to why I disagree with you?
Sure.
So the players, the NFLPA Players Association, you don't think that they would be in support of hiring almost close to 400 more players into the league? So you got just in starting rosters, 56-man rosters between 4 teams, that's 225 players. So what about practice squads? What about all these other things? So say you have a team in Munich, say you have a team in London, say you have a team in Mexico City, and Berlin or whatever, Madrid, wherever they want to put one. Why not 1 week those teams travel to the U.S. and they play that conference, and that's their 4 away games against that team. Vice versa. Those teams come to that country for 4 weeks in a row and they play. And then all of a sudden those teams travel to the other international teams back and forth once a season. I think it's very realistic.
The The most realistic piece of it would be that you get 4 teams from one single country, though.
Why?
I don't think you can have, a team in Munich and a team in Brazil and a team in Mexico and a team in. I don't think you can do that.
Hubs, Tyler. I think you can. I think you can absolutely have a team in Berlin? Is that Germany?
Yeah.
Berlin, Munich, whatever, London, Mexico City. I absolutely think you can. And then Ireland or something like that.
No.
Why?
They already
why?
So I'm gonna go ahead and say turnover. Right? Okay. Turnover. Because I think all these places that you're naming, if they do follow the NFL, which don't get me wrong, there's definitely a fan base, they already have a team. They already have a favorite team.
I don't agree with that.
I do. I mean, let's look at Mexico City. That was basically a home game for the Raiders, right? Like the whole entire country of Mexico loves the Raiders
because they don't have an NFL team. Trent, you give Mexico an NFL team, you don't think all those players are going to jump on board on that?
I don't.
What player? What player?
Or all those fans? Sorry, all those fans.
It doesn't. It goes back to, and I don't want to drag this out too long, but it goes back to players being able to go there and play there and make money there. You have to understand these players, every single time that they play a game in a different state, they are following that state's tax code. So now what are you going to do now? What are you going to do when you get
international tax?
Yeah, and honestly, it's why
that's going to be easier than the state taxes.
That's why it's starting to come to fruition now with state. It's starting to come to fruition now with states. People not wanting to play in certain states. People not wanting to coach in certain. I mean, shit, guys. Let's look at Klay Thompson real quick in the NBA. He turned down more money with the Lakers to go to the Mavericks because of taxes. Okay, it's a real thing. Look at all the players that get frustrated having to go.
Where did you read that? How do you know that?
There's stories about it. I mean, I don't have the specific story up, but I guarantee if you search it, you'll find it.
I don't.
He got offered more money by the Lakers.
He did.
And he chose to play in Dallas, in Texas, because there's less taxes that he would have to pay on his money. So therefore, that was more money in his pocket. It's also known in the NBA.
Not the Lakers. You're saying Golden State. Golden State. You mean?
No,
the Lakers.
No, Lakers.
The Lakers offered him. Okay.
Yeah, LeBron called him as soon as the free agency started. Guys don't want to go play in Toronto because of the amount of taxes they have to pay and the currency difference up there. It's totally different. So now bring that. Hold on, bring that in the NFL. It's too messy, in my opinion. If it does happen, in my opinion, it's going to flop. You already got teams leaving major cities like Oakland. Oakland ran off all their sports teams, and I'm just telling you right now that I just don't think it's going to happen. I just don't. I don't think it's feasible. I don't think there's enough players that are going to be willing to go play there, because especially with nowadays, we always talk about how contracts don't mean crap. Getting drafted by teams is that's going to start to take a turn too with NIL. They're going to say, nope, don't draft me. I already made a ton of money in college. Guess what? I don't need to be a top draft pick. I mean, look at Sanders. He's already gave a list of teams that only his kid's going to play for, and that's starting to deal with NIL and money. So that's where I think stuff's going to change. Can I say a more realistic thing with the international stage? Is there will be an international Super Bowl game before there's ever a league there. I think a Super Bowl.
No way.
No way. Because here's the thing.
Why, Trent? Why?
Money.
So
people are going to go
a franchise that's there every year.
They're going to travel and they're going to pay to go to an international Super Bowl.
Trent, and they will do that in the regular season. It doesn't have to be just the Super Bowl.
No,
you want to talk about money.
Super Bowl will be the start.
Trent, you want to talk about money? The NFL is not going to make money off of a one-night game more in an international thing than they are in an American landscape. What they're going to make money off of more internationally is a franchise that they put there. You're putting a franchise in a city that is the equivalent to New York City in America.
But we just
London, England. You're telling me London, England is going to have fans of their London football team. Mexico City isn't going to have Mexican fans of whatever football team they decide to play there.
Not like here.
Berlin, Germany. Dude,
Trey,
I completely.
Trey,
you want to talk about?
Okay.
You just use money. Hold on. You just use
Trey,
money as a motive. Time out.
Use a league. Use the MLS. Use the MLS. Oh, all these Premier League teams. Oh, let's start professional soccer in the United States. How do those teams do? They do as well as the NFL does?
Where are they at? Where are they located at?
Seattle.
Oh, wait. Did you in the United States? In the United States.
But I'm saying it's the same thing. You're saying bring soccer to the
popular in the United States.
Well,
football is popular in other countries.
No,
American football.
No.
American football is popular in other countries, Trent.
Let's go on. You're not gonna convince me. We're not convincing you.
I just think it's funny that you use the Super Bowl as a money thing.
I think having a singular championship game is more realistic. It's more doable.
In the current, yes. But I'm talking, I said by 2030, I guarantee you the discussion of an international division will be.
The discussion already happened.
No, it hasn't. Not an international division.
Yes, it has.
It has not.
Yes, they have.
No, it has not.
They talked about a team being in England where they play, or London.
They did talk.
They already did. They talked about moving the Jaguars there. They're talking about moving football into
exactly. Trent. The Jaguars are loved in London, England. Why? Because they play there every year. Give London their own team. It's going to blow up over there. Same in Mexico
I don't
City.
know, Trey. I don't know that because
City.
Trey, but then you could also make this argument though. Is like we live in Pennsylvania, then why aren't we Eagles and Steelers fans? If you live in Baltimore, why aren't you a Ravens fan?
Because that doesn't represent our country. That represents a region of our country.
But it's where you're from, though. Like you can make the dude. I'm a Niners fan, and I live in Pennsylvania.
Tyler, I'm a Packers
Niners
fan.
on the right, but I'm saying the Niners are on the complete opposite side of the entire country. So it's
Can I tell you why? Because we can choose. There's 32 teams in our country that we can choose from.
And guess what? They're still going to choose their
They'll
team
have one.
too.
They'll have one team that represents their country.
And everybody's going to be that fan. Like, no, that's not true.
I think a good population would.
No, like Trump pointed out.
You guys underestimate.
You're in Mexico City. Probably still going to be a Raider fan. Unless you were Raiders to Mexico City.
Or you're going to be a huge Mexico City football fan because you finally have a team there. Not the closest team. Tyler, you know why the Raiders fans? Because it's one of the closest teams to that region. That is why.
No, I disagree.
Texas?
No, come on.
Yeah,
you guys are
Trey. I disagree.
No, I don't disagree.
You're gonna pick a team that you're gonna like, regardless of where they're from. I don't think that you can.
Okay, so you're telling me right now the majority of football fans don't pick their team based off of region?
No.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I'm not saying they don't, Trey, but I think it's the established teams in the league right now. I think it'd be a tough experiment. I think what they're doing now is good.
They've been experimenting, Trent. Why do you think they're having these international games?
It's also who's successful though.
All right.
Like how many
this is too
how
long.
many Patriots fans though?
In the Northeast, a ton.
All right.
No,
anything else,
because
Tyler?
they were successful.
Anything else?
No, I mean, only other thing I wanted to point out was some interesting graphics that I found. Number one was top schools in athletic revenue. So real quick, and I don't know, like again, this is not any debates or anything like that, but I just thought it was kind of cool. But top 5 schools in athletic revenue: Ohio State, Texas A&M was number 2. Texas, Michigan, and Georgia are your top 5 schools. Now, I bring that up just because then I also found the most revenue generated from just men's basketball. And this one actually kind of surprised me a little bit because Duke is actually not in the top 50.
Can we guess?
Is actually, yeah.
Top 5?
Yeah, let's go top. I mean, I have the top 50, but you can give me top 5.
Texas.
No.
Wow. UConn.
Nope.
North Carolina.
North Carolina's 3.
Kentucky.
Kentucky's 2.
UCLA.
No.
Wow.
UCLA is 34.
So what's it's donors just basketball?
Most money gained just from men's basketball.
Kansas.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Wow.
Kansas 17. So just
where's this from?
This was I don't know, it was one college basketball thing I followed.
Is it proportional or total?
Yeah.
It's just men's basketball. Most revenue generated from men's basketball. So number 1 is Louisville with 38.45 million. Kentucky's 2, UNC's 3. Number 4 was Illinois. Number 5 was Indiana.
I don't.
Six was Arizona. Michigan State was 7. Ohio State was 8. Texas was 9, and Tennessee was 10.
Interesting.
Okay.
That sounds like a donor thing. That sounds like
that doesn't sound
strictly
right.
alumni.
No, I know. I agree with that.
Right now, your biggest brands of basketball are Duke, UNC, Kentucky, Kansas, and and I'll even give you UCLA, but also Texas. I mean, that's
money.
No, they were up there in the top 10, but yeah, I just thought that was interesting. But
it is interesting.
I have one little vent thing quickly to discuss. Is I'm still sick of all the Caitlin Clark bashing.
Sucks, man.
I'm sick of it. Just to let you guys know, in terms of all-star voting for the WNBA, she increased all-star voting by like 603%.
Ow.
I think they had like the top vote getter was like 70,000 last year.
7 this year led the WNBA in all-star votes, Caitlin Clark, with 700,773.
Wow.
Whereas last year, the leading vote getter was Asia Wilson, and she had 95,860 votes. So just to kind of put it out there, so it's like, get over yourself. Because here's the thing, is what I get it. She's getting credit, criticized, whatever. Don't get me wrong. Like, she's developing. She's not doing what she did in college yet. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's having a hell of a year. But just to kind of put it this way, what she's done for the game of women's basketball is, you look at the top 5 all-star vote getters last year. I'll rattle them off quick. Just totals: 95,000, 87,000, 72,000, 72,000, 63,000. That was top 5 all-star vote getters last year. This year, she's bringing so much more attention. Ready? Top vote getter, Caitlin Clark, over 700,000, 618,000. 607,000, 424,000, 381,000. All of the votes totals for top 5 vote getters are now hundreds of thousands. Whereas last year, the top vote getter didn't even break 100,000. So you know what? Rather than bring her down, build her up, because whether you like her or not, she's good for your game.
For sure.
And you need to embrace it, so that way they can continue to grow the game. Because I'll tell you right now, I've watched at least two WNBA games.
So have I.
And I've tuned in to about probably close to 6 or 7.
So
I actually stopped because I was tired of hearing all the bashing.
I watched Clark.
I brought it up last week or a couple weeks ago that the WNBA has an opportunity to make an economic and financial jump, just like the NBA did when it was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan, right? They have a marketable superstar that is guaranteed. Like, we already know that she's guaranteed to make them money, and they are not embracing her. And It's just mind blowing. Imagine if they embraced her. That 700,000 number, Trent, would be over 1 million. I guarantee it. If they embraced her, they celebrated what she's bringing to the WNBA. Those numbers are like actually kind of hard to comprehend. The fact that the top voting All-Star getter didn't get even 100,000 votes, and now the top 5 are getting over 300,000.
The lowest.
What does that tell you?
I was gonna say the lowest in the top 5 has 350.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what does that tell you? And it's not.
I know.
It's just, it's frustrating, and you got to put the political differences aside. Even though there aren't none, even though they're just fabricated by ESPN, the media, all these people, they didn't exist until they kind of talked them into existence. It's just sad. It's sad to see and watch, but
yep.
I hate it.
Anything else, guys? Because I got one more thing to say.
Ooh,
Wrap it up, Ty. Wrap it up for us.
USA.
USA.
Okay. Stop.
Tyler's the one that's doing it.
Yeah, when I put down my singular finger, we're all gonna say you.
I think Tyler's on a 5-second delay or something.
Ready? Here you
Not
go.
a 5-second delay. You're just slow motion.
Ready?
USA.
Yep, Tyler's the culprit.
I told you he's the culprit.
What do you mean I'm the culprit? You guys are full
You're
of
the
shit.
one that's screwing us up.
Absurd.
Hey,
USA.
Tyler and I were on page there. There we go, Tyler.
Hey, one thing I want to say is I was completely wrong about Joey Chestnut. Unless he's walking out this morning, unless there's breaking news the morning of the 4th of July, I was way wrong, and it looks like he might be banned, which is crazy.
I told you.
And hey, somebody sent a tweet out yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, but I could eat my words. Granted, this is recorded Wednesday night, ladies and gentlemen. So he could walk out and pull a
dude. He's
like
coming
like an Undertaker moment or something.
He's gonna come out tomorrow. He's coming out tomorrow,
and he's gonna eat more glizzies than he's ever eaten before.
Dude, the Trey special.
No, Tyler, you were just talking about throating a foot-long crab hot dog and gurgling it.
Let's wrap this up. He just said gurgle.
All right. Anything else, boys?
Jeez,
yeah. Hey, happy birthday, America. We all love you.
Happy birthday, America. USA.
So I'm going to say some prayers for all the Eagles. Bald Eagles, not Phillies.
No. Okay. All right. Hey, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Make good decisions. Happy birthday, America. See you, boys.
Oh,
back it up, Terry.
Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. What gives me the